Level 1. The bank makes its money from you, not with you. In a single year, U.S. banks rake in billions of dollars solely from overdraft and maintenance fees, disproportionately extracted from people who are living paycheck to paycheck. Your debit card earns no rewards. Your savings account offers an insulting interest rate of 0.01%, meaning your hard-earned money is actively losing value to inflation every second it sits there. You wait in physical lines. You loop through automated customer service phone menus. If your account stays at zero for a few months, the bank simply deletes your existence without warning. But if you manage to keep your head above water and start earning a steady paycheck, the system decides it is time to upgrade you to Level 2. Level 2 is the credit ladder, the playground of the standard consumer. You are in your mid-20s, you have a steady job. Perhaps you make $50,000, maybe $70,000 a year. Your salary hits your account via direct deposit every 2 weeks, so those annoying monthly checking fees disappear. But now, you receive a different kind of mail. Your mailbox is stuffed with colorful envelopes telling you that you are pre-approved for a credit card. Your credit score, which you did not even know existed a few years ago, is now hovering around 680. Suddenly, the financial system wants to play a game with you. You get your first credit card with a $1,500 limit. It offers 1.5% cash back. You feel like you have successfully hacked the system. You buy groceries, you pay for gas, and you see pennies of free money trickling back into your account. What they do not tell you is that this is the bait. The average American credit card interest rate is over 24%. The banks know that as a Level 2 consumer, you are living lifestyle adjacent to your means. You want to go to that concert, you need to fix your car, or you just want to buy a nice couch. You put it on the card, promising yourself you will pay it off next month. But you do not pay it off. Instead, you pay the minimum payment. The minimum payment is a mathematical masterpiece designed by Wall Street to keep you in debt for decades while extracting maximum interest. In Level 2, you are the fuel of the consumer economy. You keep the retail wheels turning with money you have not even earned yet. At this stage, the bank starts cross-selling you. They offer you a 72-month auto loan at an 8% interest rate to buy a car that depreciates the moment you drive it off the lot. They offer you a basic retirement account, a traditional IRA, or a company 401k. You are doing everything right by society's standards. You are working, spending, borrowing, and saving a tiny sliver. But you are still just a passenger on the ship. You do not own the ship. This brings us to Level 3, the premium illusion. In personal finance circles, people at this level are called Henrys, high earners, not rich yet. You make between $100,000 and $250,000 a year. You have a credit score of 780. You carry a heavy matte black or platinum metallic credit card in your wallet. This level is built entirely on status and psychological rewards. You get access to airport lounges. You get free hotel upgrades. When you call the bank, a real human answers the phone within 3 rings. They call you preferred. You feel like you have arrived. Level 3. Level 3 is a golden cage. The system treats you incredibly well because you are a massive cash-generating machine for them. Your premium card has an annual fee of nearly $700. You pay it willingly because of the perks. But look closer at the mechanics. Every time you swipe that premium metal card, the bank charges the merchant a 3% interchange fee. The bank takes that fee, gives you a tiny fraction back in travel points, and pockets the rest. You are essentially working as a free salesperson for the credit card companies, encouraging businesses to raise their prices to cover the fees. Furthermore, at this level, the bank starts showing real interest in your savings. You get invited to meet with a financial advisor at your local branch. They buy you a coffee, sit you in a plush leather chair, and offer to manage your money. They suggest mutual funds with low fee structures of 1% of your total assets under management. It sounds small, but a 1% annual fee can quietly eat up to 1/3 of your retirement nest egg over 30 years. In Level 3, you have high income, but you do not have wealth. You are working 60 hours a week to maintain a lifestyle, pay a mortgage on a suburban home, lease 2 luxury SUVs, and keep up appearances. If you lose your job, the illusion shatters within 6 months. You are rich in liabilities, but poor in time. To cross into the next level, you have to stop selling your time and start buying assets. Once you cross a net worth of $1 million, excluding your primary home, or achieve an annual income of over $200,000, you cross a legal boundary. You enter Level 4, the Accredited Tier. In the United States, this boundary is drawn by the Securities and Exchange Commission. Once you are an accredited investor, the government decides you are sophisticated enough to lose your money without their protection. And suddenly, the real investment menu is unlocked. Up until this point, the only investments available to you were public stocks, mutual funds, and ETFs, the scraps left over after Wall Street took its cut. But in Level 4, you get access to the engine room of capitalism. You can invest in private equity. You can buy into commercial real estate syndicates. You can fund venture capital firms that back the next tech giant before it ever goes public. You are buying assets at the wholesale price, while Level 2 and 3 consumers buy them at retail. The bank's behavior toward you changes drastically. You are no longer dealing with a retail branch manager. You are assigned a dedicated relationship manager from the bank's wealth management division. They do not try to sell you credit cards anymore. Instead, they offer you specialized lines of credit. They want to hold your assets in their custody, and they offer to manage them for a flat fee. But they also begin to offer you something much more powerful: leverage. Level 4. You discover that the truly wealthy rarely spend their own cash. If you need $500,000 to buy a real estate property, a Level 3 consumer would sell some of their stocks, trigger a massive capital gains tax event, and use the cash. But as a Level 4 investor, your wealth manager suggests a different path. You pledge your stock portfolio as collateral, and the bank writes you a low-interest line of credit. You get the cash, you buy the property, your stocks keep growing, and you pay zero taxes. You have just learned the first rule of the elite. Debt is not a trap. Debt is a tool. Level 5. At $5 million to $10 million, you enter Level 5, private banking. You have left the world of standard consumer finance completely behind. You do not visit bank branches. You do not know where the nearest ATM is. If you need anything, a wire transfer to buy a property, a mortgage for a vacation home, or foreign currency delivered to your hotel in Tokyo, you send a single text message to your private banker's personal cell phone. It is handled within minutes. The private bank is no longer just a place to store your money. It is your personal financial command center. They provide you with an entire team of tax attorneys, estate planners, trust officers, and investment analysts. The bank does not charge you transactional fees. They do not care about overdrafts. Instead, they operate on an asset-based fee, typically around 0.5 to 0.75% of your total wealth under their management. And in return, they open doors that are completely invisible to the public. This is where you are introduced to the absolute pinnacle of American tax planning: the buy, borrow, die strategy. Let us say you own $5 million in highly appreciated stocks. If you sell them, the IRS will demand up to 20% in capital gains taxes. That is $1 million gone. Instead, your private bank sets up a securities-backed line of credit. You borrow $3 million against your stock portfolio at a rock-bottom interest rate. Because a loan is not considered income by the IRS, you pay zero income tax on that $3 million. You use that cash to buy income-producing assets like apartment buildings or commercial warehouses. The rental income from those buildings pays off the interest on your loan, and your original stock portfolio continues to compound. When you die, your heirs inherit your assets with a stepped-up basis, meaning all those accumulated capital gains taxes are legally wiped out. The system does not just help you preserve your wealth. It makes your wealth immortal. Finally, we reach Level 6, the family office. This is the top of the tower. Your net worth is $50 million and beyond. At this level, even private banks are just vendors to you. You do not adapt to the financial system. You build your own financial system. You establish a family office. A family office is a private company set up solely to manage the wealth, lifestyle, and legacy of a single ultra-wealthy family. You hire your own chief investment officer, your own personal accountants, your own corporate lawyers, and your own trust experts. They do not work for J.P. Morgan or Goldman Sachs. They work exclusively for you. Level 6. Your money lives in an entirely different dimension. It is structured through a labyrinth of multi-generational trusts, Delaware statutory trusts, and offshore entities. You use states like South Dakota or Wyoming, which have rewritten their trust laws to allow families to shield their fortunes from taxes, creditors, and lawsuits forever. In Level 6, the concept of income is a myth. You do not receive a W-2 salary. You do not pay high federal tax brackets. Your wealth is entirely held in assets and corporate structures. Because of this, the ultra-wealthy often pay a lower effective tax rate than their secretaries. It is completely legal, highly optimized, and utterly inaccessible to anyone on the levels below. This is the ultimate irony of the American financial system. The less money you have, the more the system charges you to use it. The more money you have, the cheaper, and eventually free, the money becomes. At Level 1, money is a predator. At Level 6, money is a servant that works for you 24 hours a day, generating more servants forever. The bank opened its doors this morning at 9 a.m. It will close them at 5 p.m. It has behaved this way for over a century. Right now, someone is standing in line at a local branch, holding a paper ticket, waiting to open their first basic checking account. They have their ID in hand, a few crumpled bills in their pocket, and a sense of hope. They have no idea what lies ahead. But you do. Now you see the tower. You see the levels. The mistake most people make is getting angry at the tower. But the tower does not care about your anger. It is a machine designed to do exactly what it was built for, to concentrate resources where they are already abundant. The only way to win this game is to stop being a passive passenger. Stop paying the high-interest credit card debt that funds the executive lounges you are not allowed to enter. Stop keeping all your money in a basic savings account that actively loses value. Start acquiring assets, no matter how small, and start using the rules of the system to your advantage instead of letting the system use you. It is not easy. It is not fast. But once you understand the rules of the game, you can finally start to play it. Thanks for watching. If you found this valuable, subscribe to our channel and let us know in the comments. Which level of the system are you currently navigating? We'll see you in the next video.